Hey, what's up, guys? This is Art. Thursday night, well, 6:30 on Thursday evening. I just finished work about an hour ago. Just finished dinner and about to relax for the night. Worked a good 10-hour day right here. So basically, I've been sitting. I've been sitting here for almost 10 hours in this chair for almost 10 hours. Of course, a little bit of time for me to walk around and do some other stuff. But the science season is going strong, so I'm kind of glad I'm indoors. Some, this quarantine or shelter in place thing, whatever you want to call it. In other words, don't go out unless you really need to. In Michigan, they're taking it in force. They're really taking it in force now. Recently, it's all due to this coronavirus. Now, the fun thing is that if you're a YouTuber and if you're monetized, in other words, you make money off of YouTube. If you mention the word coronavirus, any of your video, or put the title as coronavirus, instantly you lose all your money. Why? I have no clue. But a lot of news stations and stuff like that, they're able to do that with no problem. I guess I don't know. It's kind of silly, but it has no. It's not. It's a negative thing, but it's something positive as well. The positive thing is trying to teach you how to not get sick. At this point in time, I do not know anybody who gotten sick yet. Some people I know who live in like Romania, Thailand, Ukraine. All those people that I know, even in Russia, a person or two in Russia that I talked to on email and stuff like that. They're staying indoors too. The thing is, they claim they may know a person or two who got the virus or who got infected, but as far as I know, for me on my end, I don't know anyone yet. But then again, most of the people I know, the most of the people I know, either one, they're too broke to go out and do anything, or, or they're smart enough not to go out. So, but anyway, so what happened is Monday, this is Thursday, earlier this week, our governor put an executive order: don't any non-essential business close down. So in other words, if you're not a supermarket, a bank, any place that serves food or sell food or medical or something like that, you shut down. So it's kind of funny. Oh boy. So what happened is my comic book store, technically at first they were like, okay, fine. We're not just gonna have people. First, we're gonna have people in the store, but you limited, but you only gonna stay in the store for 30 minutes. The store also have gaming there, so there's no more gaming. You only be in the store for 10 to 15 minutes, and after that, they'll kick you out. Now, because of this order, curbside service. Either we'll mail you want to buy some stuff from us, nope, and which means that they have to reduce the people in the office in their stores. Even though, as far as I know, there's only like 6 people who work there, including the owner. So, which means that they're going to be busy doing online orders and shipping things out. So, like UPS and FedEx, and of course, the mail still going strong right now. So, my comic book store, pretty much they put an email and say, no one's allowed in the store. If you want to pick your stuff up, you could pay. I don't know if you have to pay first online, then go there to pick it up. I assume so. I haven't even tried it yet. But then again, I got about 5 comics this week because New Comic Book Day was yesterday, and especially since Diamond Distributing, they distribute all the comics technically They're the main distributors. Because of the virus, they shut down for the foreseeable future. In other words, until this epidemic is over, we're not going to ship out any new comics. So what happens? The comic book companies, they're going to take a hit, and the comic book stores is going to take a slight hit. So all the comic book stores that I know, that I go to, they don't do just comic books. They do other stuff. One does sports collectibles, and sports stuff, as well as comics. They're gonna be good. The comic store I go to, they're gonna be good because they do Magic, they do video games, they sell a whole variety of stuff, role playing games and all sorts of stuff, and comics. So they're good. The other store, they're gonna be good too. They sell everything too. So what happened is that there's a lot of comic book talk these days about what's going to happen. They say the comic book industry is going to die. A lot of stores are going to die, and I think they're painting a very bleak picture, because the thing is that what's going to happen once this whole thing is over, it's going to take a couple months before new comics get shipped out. So, what they, so what the stores, and plus, if the president has his way, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be opening for business. Okay, whatever. But anyway, so the funny thing is that they say the stores are going to close. So what I wanted to figure out, the sales for this month, since half this month is gone, and you can't tell what happened this month. So what happened is, I want to see in February what the comic book sales for February it was. Now these are the comics that were sold to stores. Okay, so all the stuff is the comic books that's sold to stores. That includes variant covers as well. The number one was Wolverine, with 190,000 books sold to distributors. Now that does not mean all 190,000 was sold. There's probably still stuff on the shelf somewhere. So if a store, sometimes to get a variant, there's a 1 in 10 variant. So every 10 comics you get a variant comic. Some is a 1 in 100. So every 100 comics you get one variant. You see what I'm saying? So if you order 300 to 400 books to get like those 5 or 6 variants, you're gonna have a lot of product on the shelf, and that's the idea. Number 2 was X-Men. Number 2 and 3 was X-Men, with 96,000 and 76,000. Now the funny thing is, the top comic for March so far was Wonder Woman 750. That part is known right now because it came out in the beginning of the month. But it'll be like about a month or two before we can figure out those stats. Amazing Spider-Man, one of my favorite comic books. It's number 6 with 60,000. Star Wars Darth Vader, which I talked about in a video before, that was like almost 60,000. That was the 10th book of the month. That was the 10th. No, sorry. 7. That was the 7th book. Top 7th book of the month, and that's almost 60,000 copies. So that means Darth Vader's a hot book. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because there's some books that don't get sold, and that's what worries a lot of distributors and bookstores, because there's certain stores that don't get sold. Batman, number 89, with almost 56,000. Sorry. Try not to. Ooh. Wow. Ooh. The number 50th comic is Captain Marvel. And only 30,000 was sold to distributors. But most stores, the one store I go to, they have tons of the product left because it's not selling in that store. And what happens when a lot of product is not sold in the store, they had to figure out some way to sell it. Sometimes they'll throw it online. They'll throw like a bundle online to say, hey, I got this point to this point. At this point, and sometimes people like me will snap up those bundles because getting stuff in succession. The funny thing is, the Power Ranger Ninja Turtles crossover, that's like number 55. And that sold about 28,000 units. I'm sorry. Sorry, Wonder Woman was January, not March. March was The Flash, and that didn't sell too well. Oh goodness. One of my favorites, Miles Morales, Spider-Man. That was number 67. So I mean, it's like really. I mean, and I look at this stuff, and I was like, wow, there's a lot of books that, and now, like for example, number 100 is Ghost Spider. That sold 17,000 to distributors. So that's world. That's that's as far as I know. I'm not sure worldwide, but I know at least America that is per se. But Black Panther. Now the funny thing is when I talked about minority heroes, his rank is 123, and 14,000 sold to stores. See, so some books are not going to be very popular, so they're not going to sell as much. And so what happens if your store says, I want this book. If 100 stores, say for example, 1,000 stores says, I want this particular book. I want 100, 1,000, so that's 100,000. And plus, a lot of stores they try to get a variety of a whole bunch of stuff, just so that way they can get some kind of business impulse buy. For example, one book in my store, they had this book called Cat Shit 1, and that is a very funny book. So I want to buy that. So I'm gonna go online today, buy some comic, get my pull box and buy that one off the shelves, and have them mail it to me for $4 extra. So, but anyway, and what happened is because of this, I'm trying to figure out the least comics sold. Let's see, 500. Now think about there's like 500 books. Amazing Mary Jane is 475. Sold over a little under 1,000 books to distributors. And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of weird. But then that's probably a reprint or something like that, because it came out like 3 or 4 months ago. But it's one of those kind of things. So what I've been reading, since like I said, I was going to start buying a book, but instead of reading a graphic novel during this shelter-in-place or quarantine setting, I have been catching up on my comic books, and approximately have 30 or so to go. Yeah. So I've been reading Miles Morales Spider-Man. The good thing about Miles Morales Spider-Man, if you saw Into the Spider-Verse, it's a continuation of this, but it's slightly different. He's in our universe, so that's cool. As you can see, this is the Rhino right here. Him and the Prowler. The Prowler is his uncle. And I'm not going to tell you the storyline too much, but basically is that he's hunting something and shenanigans. Let's just put it that way. So I read all these last night, and usually this takes me about 20 minutes to read each. 10, 15 to 20 minutes to read each. Okay, this one is a really good one, because this is his journal, which he writes almost everything he does, and he loses it. I'll tell you that story. basically a little bit, basically a little bit of that story, which ties into this, so that's fine. It's pretty funny. And the last one is this because he gets a baby sister, and he has to do an adventure with his baby sister in tow. So that's what I've been reading. It's a pretty good book. There's some people who said I don't want a black Spider-Man, and there's a lot of people, not just a couple. There's a lot of people who don't like the idea of a black Spider-Man, but Miles Morales is a very popular character. His book sells pretty well, otherwise they keep doing it. Now, what happens when the books don't sell very well? Of course, they axe the book, or what happened is they keep trying to push it because of some strange things. Like, for example, Captain Marvel. The movie did very well, but no one really likes the character, so they're gonna keep pushing that character by keep printing that book out. Okay, try to do stuff to make her popular. There was somebody else on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember. But there's a lot of other books like that. For example, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn books. Harley Quinn is a very popular character whose books are hit and miss sales, but sometimes the movies don't really work out too well for her. Okay, that's just fickle life. But anyway, with that going to be gone, this is my Thursday night. I have no idea what I'm going to do. It's almost 7. Last night I finished the Batman DVDs and I did a video about that. And I did my review of that. These books right here, the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man storyline I like it. I personally like it. Not because he's a black Spider-Man, it's just because it's actually written very well. It's a very good story. I think the past volumes of his stories didn't do so well because the story's kind of whacked out. But now there's this new storyline coming out it's supposed to be coming out in the next couple months, but that's going to be kind of halted. And it's called Wanted or something like that, where child superheroes are hunted. That's what I gathered, but I don't know the whole details. But sooner or later, if anybody else know, let me know what about it. So whether or not I'm gonna get it. And one thing is about it, I hope it comes out, but I'm not sure if it did. The Return of Power Pack. That was one of my favorite books growing up because they're young kids. The oldest one was probably like 10 or 11 years old, and they were amazing. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. Like it, subscribe it to it if you like. Subscribe to my channel if you like more crazy stuff like this. Sounds odd. Oh, that's right. I'm filming from a different angle. That's why it's so weird to me. This is not my usual angle. I was like, whoa. But anyway, leave me a comment. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, write some stuff about it. Write some stuff to me. Write me and say, hey, this is a cool video. Let me know some stuff. Or when you get that, let me know or something like that. But other than that, I'll let you guys go. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe. And whether or not you get sick or not, that's not the issue. The issue is staying safe. It's not that I don't trust you per se. I just don't trust the people around you. Good luck to you.